Hey guys, welcome back to Boss Fan TV, and today we're doing the match preview for tomorrow's game against Shamrock Rovers in the Dublin Derby at Dalymount Park. Yeah, look, huge game. Obviously, look, every derby's massive. It's even bigger for us now. Coming off the back of a pretty poor defeat against Dundalk, poor performance all around. Really never got going. But look, tomorrow presents itself with a good opportunity to bounce back in a big game. You know, the players will be fired up for it, I'm sure. Reynolds will have had them training hard this week. I'm sure he would have had a few harsh words to say to them after that Dundalk game. And look, let's hope that they've taken what you said on board, and they've worked hard this week, and they've looked ahead of this game as a good opportunity to bounce back. And look, Rovers, you know. They started the season slowly, but they're finding their rhythm now, I suppose. Good, they beat Drogheda 4-0 there on Monday night. And look, yeah, I think we all knew, even after a poor enough start from them, that they'd get their act together, and they'd start playing the way they normally do, and they have. They're on good form. They're winning games now, and they're only a couple of points behind Shells at the top of the table. So look, it's going to be hard for us, of course. Look, our record against Rovers over the last sort of 2 or 3 seasons hasn't been very good. There's been a lot of these sort of derbies where we just haven't turned up. Obviously, we only played them maybe 2 months ago, was it? And we were obviously beaten 3-1 in a game where in parts we were quite good. I thought first half especially we stayed in the game. We were pretty solid, but second half kind of all unravelled, and we weren't great, and we were beaten fairly comfortably in the end. But look, in Daily Mount, the games have been quite tight. Obviously, you think back to last season, the 2-all back in June of last year, I think it was. We were 2-0 down, and we looked down and out, and you're thinking, yeah, this is going to be another sort of standard Dublin Derby defeat. But look, the lads fought back very well. We got a 2-all draw. Look, the team's different from then. Obviously, Afalabi's gone. The players that we had back then, that some of them aren't here. But look, that game, it shows that we definitely can go toe to toe with Rovers in those sort of games. And we want to be doing the same tomorrow. At home in a Dublin derby, you'd expect a bit more intensity from the players from last week. Obviously. There was a lot of poor performances. Really, you look in the midfield, McManus and Flores were very poor. Let's be honest. The changes were then made at half time. Brian McManus and Adam MacDonald came in, and we looked slightly better in the second half against Dundalk, but look, we ended up losing the game, and it was poor. But look, we won't delve into that too much. That was last week. We need to focus now on tomorrow. Coming up against a good Rovers team, like I said, they're getting a bit of form going now after a shaky-ish start. A lot of players out injured as well, but they're carrying on okay. A lot of players like Aaron McAniff and Jack Byrne are barely featured this season. I don't think they've even played at all this season. And look, that just goes to show how much depth and strength we have when players like McAniff and Byrne aren't playing, and you're not even really noticing. A lot of younger lads have stepped into the team and done quite well. Conan Noonan in particular stepped in and done very well in midfield. Dara Burns, since he's come in, has been very good. Aaron Gray and scoring goals. Johnny Kenny as well. So look, we have a good team. Look, I don't, we know we don't want to come on here and pat them on the back too much, but look, you have to, be honest and say, yeah, look, they've a good team, and for me, I think they'll go on and win the league. I just don't know if I don't think Shales would be. I don't know if they'll show the same level of consistency, but look, there's still a long way to go. Who knows? But look, more on tomorrow. We've just got to come out and show a bit more than what we did against Dundalk, but a lot more, actually. You know, we saw before the Dundalk game in the games against Shels, in the games against Drogheda, Dundalk. We were resilient in a lot of those games. The, the Shels game, I thought overall the performance was very good. We were good in both boxes, but the Dundalk had dropped the game to 2-1, 1-0 win. Sorry, they were dogged performances. We had to kind of dig in at times. The football wasn't great, but look, we got the wins, and I think that's what we need to show again tomorrow. We need to show that dogged side was that we saw in those games, and just don't play it like we did against Dundalk. I'll go into predict the team anyway. I think it'll be Shiraz getting goal. I think that's fairly. That's set in stone, really. Left back, I'm gonna go with Paddy Kirk. Two centre halves. I think I'm gonna go with Kane, Byrne, and Mills. I think Kate, look, was I think I rate his work ethic. I think he does put in a shift, but I have doubts about his ability as a player. I think every time he gets on the ball, you can't help but feel, oh, he is a bit shaky on the ball. Look, he doesn't have to be brilliant on the ball. He's only a centre half. As long as he's a solid defender, that's all that matters really. But I think I think Kane, Byrne, and Mills. I think Byrne, he's been out with the team, not really getting involved as much, but I'd bring him back in for this game alongside Mills. I think at the moment those two together, I think would form a bit more of a solid partnership. Right back, I'm gonna go with Luke Mattison. Not his best performance on Friday by any stretch. He was taken off at half time, but you look at what else is there. Lalander. Yeah, look, I think I think he will give us all really. He'll try and put in a shift. I think Mattison is all around a much better right back, and I think he'll stay there. Into midfield, I'm going to go with Flores and McDonald as the two sitters. Look, I think McDonald was a huge miss there in the first half against Dundalk last week. A really big miss. You know, without his aggression in that midfield, I think they would struggle. I think this season he's been brilliant. He's probably been one of our more underrated players. I think he's not probably hasn't got the credit he deserves. I think every game he's put in a shift. He's been very good. He loves to tackle. He gets stuck in. That's all you want from your midfield. I think in a Dublin derby, him and Flores beside each other, I think would give us that opportunity to win that midfield battle and to get stuck in. And look, now Flores, he wasn't great against Dundalk, and that's why he was taken off at half time. But I think him and McDonald as a two in midfield right now, I think is probably the best way forward. Just ahead of them, I'm going to go with James Clark. Look, I don't think Clark's been that great this season. Personally, I think he's not showed the same sort of form that we seen from at times last season. But look, you can't deny that his ball carrying ability can help us big time. There's no really else that can sort of fill in for him in that position that can bring what he brings in terms of ball carrying ability. So I'm going to go with Clark in the 10. On the right, I'm going to go with Dale Rooney. Yeah, look, not as as involved as he was in previous games against Dundalk, but look, with his left foot, with his set piece ability, that could be huge for us. These are derby games; they could be decided by a lot of things. But set pieces could be one of them, and I think his ability from set pieces could give us a really good platform. So I'm going to go with him on the right. On the left, I'm going to bring Dylan Connolly back in. I think McDade, whilst look, I think he has done well in recent weeks. I think when he's starting, maybe he doesn't give us as much as he does when he comes off the bench. I think Connolly, from minute one, he's always up for these sort of games. I think put him on the left, he'll run down that left hand side all night. He'll put in the hard yards. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Dylan Conley on the left. Up front, I'm gonna go with Akintunde. Look, not I think he was sussed out pretty early on by Johnson and Andy Boyle. Which is probably why he didn't have his best of games. I think once you sort of double up on him, he'd probably just struggle to get the ball down and bring others into play. But look, right now, out of all the other strikers we've got, Piszczek, Ryan Corr, I think Akintola is probably the most on form striker, one of our most on form players at the moment, really, when you think about it. He got nominated for Player of the Month today as well. So, yeah, look, I think even though he wasn't great on Friday, I think he probably deserves to keep his place in the team. Prediction. I don't know really. I think these sort of games could go either way. One, you don't really know what Bow's team's going to turn up. We've seen that many times this season. We look at last week. Coming in out the back of 3 wins, I think, and yeah, struggling Dundalk side away from home, we should be beating these, and look what happens. And yeah, look, it's just very hard to predict what's going to happen in the league this season. But look, I'd like to think that given we're at home last week, what happened wasn't good enough. We can't be putting in performances like that against the teams like Dundalk who've been struggling this season. I'm hopeful that Reynolds has got the lads in this week and trained them hard and said a few harsh words to them, like to really show them that last week wasn't good enough and that we need to see a big response here. And I think we will get something from the game. I think Rovers a lot of injuries. Only played on Monday. I think Tell went off with an injury as well. So yeah, look, I think they could be feeling a bit leggy. I don't know, but I think I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think I think we will see a response. I think we will see a much improved performance from the players. But look, I hope so. But like, I think in a Dublin derby, we'll see a bit more from them, a bit more fight, a bit more bite. And that's what you want to see in these sort of games. Of course, look, it's a cliche. These games are tight. You have to be aggressive. You have to fight. You can say all that, but look, it doesn't mean anything unless you actually show it on the day. But look, I'm hopeful that we'll get a positive result. I think the the players, like I said, will be they'll have been let known by Reynolds there after the game on Friday that that wasn't good enough and that they need to show a bit more here. So I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw, which I think it wouldn't be a terrible result. I'd probably take it. And then we've obviously got the game on Monday then to try and make it 3 points hopefully. But yeah, look, I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw. I think it'll be a tight game, but look, I'd probably take a draw now. Look, let me know what you think. Maybe you think differently, but look, that's where I'll end it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you're thinking heading into this game, your score predictions, whatever, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.